We all accept the fact that tiny apples and blueberries help fortify our big bodies against disease. We would also probably agree that a coffee stain perfectly placed on a white t-shirt ruins it completely. Small things have big impacts. So why then do we insist that in order to have impactful change in our life, we have to change it completely? Why do we allow our egoic mind to convince us that unless we change everything all at once, it's not worth it? I know part of it is because society has conditioned us to believe that if we don't do enough, it will take too long. But manifesting is about internal creation, and this video is about utilizing our internal power to shift our vibration and become magnetically attractive to our desires now. Look, we all know that society is based on a do, have, be paradigm. Do the milestone, have the hard work, the experience. You must cross this line to be successful. But the more we tweak our vibration and adjust our alignment, our manifestation will come long before any arbitrary line is crossed. And in this video, we are going to review the 3 vibrational tweaks you can make now to shift your vibration and change your reality instantly. Hi, my name is Allison, and I have spent the last 8 years on a manifesting journey and the last 5 years developing my own techniques that I am here to help you utilize so that you can line up with the reality you want to experience. So let's start here. What is the number one thing that is standing in your way to full alignment to the desires you want to manifest? What is the one thing that is standing in the way of your taking control of your experience and your reality? Well, tell me if this sounds familiar. So you're living your Monday through Friday life and things come up. Your friend Sharon asks, hey, can you come over the weekend and help me unpack from moving? Yes, of course I can. Your kid's friend asks for a play date? Of course. Your husband says he wants to have friends over for a barbecue? Yeah, sounds great. You remember you need to help your elderly parents with groceries? Of course. Your car needs an oil change? Well, yada, 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 Friday night rolls around and you start putting together all of these fragments of commitments that you've made during the week. And then what do you realize? Your whole weekend's booked. You have given away your time and energy and attention, one fragment at a time, all week long, unconsciously. And now you realize, well, there goes all my free time. I had intended, I had desired to spend some time this weekend practicing my alignment with my desires, focusing on new habits or things that align with my manifestation. I was going to try taking inspired action or trying something new. Now what? Well, it's this type of repetitive, unconscious momentum that leads people to rely heavily on magical manifesting techniques or morning routines. People then try and squeeze in a little manifesting in between their already scheduled unconscious momentum. But when you consider all of that unconscious momentum up against a 30-minute morning routine, well, that's like trying to hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball with a feather. It's going to be ineffective. The fact of the matter is that most people won't change their life because they are unable to commit to trading their unconscious momentum for conscious decision making. Anytime you consciously decide a perspective to take, a feeling to hold, what your feeling and position is in response to a situation or condition, whenever you are deliberate and consciously aware of this, is when you are in your seat of power. This is when you are being a deliberate creator. And it is with that in mind that we are going to dive into the 3 vibrational tweaks that you can make to your unconscious momentum so that you can become magnetic and in alignment with the reality you want to experience. And if this video resonates with you at any time, I would greatly appreciate a like and subscribe. The issue with unconscious momentum isn't inherently bad. Once our subconscious is calibrated to our desired reality, then unconscious momentum flow will start to align us with the reality we want to experience. But the issue is that most people don't allow themselves the space and time to calibrate their alignment, to consciously choose how they feel, think, and behave, and therefore don't deliberately create. Give yourself the power of space and time. You don't owe anyone an immediate reaction. It is your time after all. Eckhart Tolle says, be at least as interested in what goes on inside of you as what happens outside. Primary reality is within, secondary reality without. Based on his teachings, we can know that when we give into the moment, when we participate in unconscious momentum, we are agreeing to a power dynamic that says our egoic self, our external reality, is more important than our internal wants and desires. When we give into reaction, to just responding, to just going with the unconscious momentum flow, what we are saying is that my creating a reality by design, by intention, is not important enough to me to give it space and time to come up to help me make decisions. So let's utilize the example previously of giving away our time and energy and attention all week long without considering it, without thinking about our internal position on the matter. And let's see how we can begin to be more deliberate with the things that we commit to, with where we are putting our energy, our time, and our focus. And we can do that simply by allowing ourselves some space and time. So it can look like the following. So your friend Sharon asks, can you help her unpack? And you say, oh, I absolutely want to help you, but can I get back to you on the timing? If your kid's friend asks for a play date, say, that sounds great. Let me get back to you. Give yourself what is yours to have, space and time. You don't owe anyone an immediate reaction, and you're not being rude about it. You will be shocked at how willing people are to give you space and time. You are allowed to take time to make a decision even when you know what that decision's going to be. Your friend Sharon asks you to help her unpack. Of course I'm going to help you. Of course I'm going to be there for my friend. You may know the answer already. It doesn't mean that you should still give it right away. You can still benefit greatly from deciding how you feel about that answer. Maybe Sharon wasn't there for you last time you needed help, and you got a little stick in your craw about it. And maybe, well, of course, I'm going to be there for her. Maybe you need to resolve that vibration and not bring it into this interaction. I hope that this is making sense. And I hope that you can see that giving a pause to unconscious momentum is so incredibly powerful, because this is how we are deliberate creators. This is what intentions are for. I have a video that talks about how intentions, a lot of us think of them as to-do lists. This is being intentional. This is what that word means. Give a pause. Choose what you want to do, how you want to feel, your perspective on the situation. But here also is another example of something small that you can do that will have huge vibrational impacts. Now, think about a professional runner. Now, a lot of times there will be these great professional runners, but they will focus in practice not on the whole running routine, but on getting better at coming off the starting block. And that's something that they might work for several months on, over and over and over. This one particular aspect, this one small part of the entire race, getting really good at that can have exponential benefits on the entire thing. You have to remember that somebody coming in third place for a bronze medal, the last chance to stand on the podium, is fractions of a second more than the person coming in fourth. It's fractions of a second to manifest a medal or not. A simple, small tweak to a part of their routine makes the difference in manifesting a medal or not. Again, it does not have to be a change to the whole identity and reality we experience to call in the manifestation. We're dealing with degrees of vibration, not reinventing the wheel. And we can do that by introducing a mindfulness practice. And I don't want to say it, nobody wants to hear it, but this is why everybody talks about meditation. Because it is a small, teeny tiny few minutes of your day that will have exponential benefits over your entire day. We have to remember that being mindful, you don't have to be mindful over everything, over every segment of your day. That's exhausting and not sustainable. A mindfulness practice allows you to elevate your unconsciousness and your ability to become consciously aware when you're too outside of yourself, when you're too externally focused, when the unconscious momentum starts to run away with you. Because you have practiced mindfulness and because you have given yourself space and time practice, you'll be aware. You'll snap to it a lot faster. Now, you don't have to meditate if you feel like how I used to feel about meditating, which is it took me a long time to start. And so there are other things that you can do. This is about being mindful. This is about giving time and attention to the present moment and being clear of purpose and mind for a little while. Taking a walk in nature, an adult coloring book I love to do. Hot yoga is one of my favorite things. If you do try meditation, I would suggest doing it in the middle of the day. That takes some real deliberate intention and focus to say, I'm going to stop everything and meditate for a few minutes. That has greatly benefited me recently. And I have found myself in times of stress, not feeling it, just being okay, naturally, without even really trying. And this being mindful and centered leads us into the final unconscious momentum tweak. Now remember that once you imagine your desire, it is done. Everything you desire is waiting for you. Your job is to line up with it. And we participate in the manifesting process by lining up via doing a mindfulness practice, utilizing our space and time to choose our responses to line up how we feel. This is how we participate in manifesting. But consider what kind of participating you're doing when you take on routine Monday task with resentment. Perhaps you're the only one in the house that does the dishes. Or maybe you're the only one at the office who knows how to fix that darn printer. I'll bet there are some things that some conditions and situations you routinely engage in that cause you anger, resentment, feelings of distress. Trust me, I know I'm the only one in this house who cares if we have a clean kitchen. How often does this unconscious momentum pop up in your life as a situation you assume you have to experience? Right? We all have these things in our life that have gone on for so long, that's just the way it is. But you don't actually have to participate. You can stop and tell people in the office, I'm sorry, I am too busy. I cannot fix this printer right now. Or you can participate and not like it, but don't be in resistance to it. The unconscious only determines the direction we go in because we're not aware. But when you make it conscious and take it as a deliberate act, then you own it and you control it. I don't like sushi, okay? I don't like sushi. I don't want to like sushi. Leave me alone about the sushi. But I don't need to burn down every sushi place I see. I don't even need to refuse to go out with friends and eat sushi. I just eat before we go out. The point is going out with friends. End of story. I don't like it. I don't want to like it, but I'm not in resistance to it. And so it is not disrupting or creating an unconscious resistance. There is a huge difference between not liking something and being in resistance to it. You're allowed to have a personality. It's just when that personality gets in the way, has friction, causes resistance, that then it's a detriment. Say, fine, I'm going to clean this kitchen. I'm the only one that cares that it looks nice, so I'm going to do it. Now, there is another kind of unconscious resistance that is very powerful, that if you leave it unchecked, even if you get your manifestation, it will either not be satisfying or it will only be temporary. And to help you with this other form of unconscious resistance, I would suggest watching this video next. And I hope that this video was helpful to you, and I look forward to bringing you more. Thank you.